improving quality of teachers through PPSC giving premium to teachers' welfare and professional development. According to McKinsey and Company in the year 2007, the quality of an education cannot exceed the quality of its teachers. With this in mind, the Department of Education have made it our priority to develop and nurture our teachers. Thus, the department give premium to our teachers' welfare and professional development by continuously introducing human resource interventions such as the alignment of the results-based performance management system or the RPMS with the PPSC. With an agency as big as ours, we are no strangers to challenges and difficulties. Tanad na tana, no? Oh, beating the deadline always yun na. Oh, naimay mo karon ni kada nga report, pagkaugma ka sa dayon. But our commitment to both our learners and teachers has pulled us through. Nawa. Okay, karilo sa kay diay mga report ni kinahanglan. So teachers have to embrace PPSC in their every life as a teacher. We want to ensure that teachers live out the standards, and we want to ensure that every teacher embrace wholeheartedly and lives up to the standards as stipulated in the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. So PPSC has to be integrated in all aspects of the teacher's life. The standards have to exist in all aspects of teacher's life by ensuring that the PPSC is embedded into all HR systems, beginning with the RPMS. Thus, to ensure that teachers embrace the standards, they have to be integrated in a way that is simple, seamless, uniform, and universal. Let's take a look at this HR system, no? So, the are of the HR system that is aligned with PPSC.
From the beginning mo to straight. Problema lang itong first start share na yung portion na itong mga matin.
Wherein we can align with the PPSC. Other slices include the L&D or the Learning and Development. Pares aning atong gihimo karon nga inset, it's part of L&D. The RSPI or the Recruitment, Selection, and Rewards and Recognition. Kaning makadawat tag PBB, mao apil na ni sa Rewards and Recognition and other HR systems. So this is the RPMS framework. So refresher ani ha kay diha naman ni nato gihatag. Pagsugod gyud nato aning kwan, IPCR. So the RPMS framework did not change, wherein at the top center of the framework is the vision and mission of the Department of Education. At the left-hand side is the what. So unsay naa sa what? Strategic priorities, broken down into department and functional care result areas or the KRA, and objectives. At the right-hand side are the core values of DepEd broken down into enabling competencies. However, because of the adoption of the PPST through DepEd Order Number 42 Series 2017, wherein the performance appraisal system shall be based on this set of standards, it led to the alignment of the RPMS with the PPST. So PPST has already been integrated in teachers' everyday lives through PPST-based RPMS. Beginning 2018, through the development and implementation of the RPMS manual for teachers, the RPMS is now focused on, say focus sa RPMS, teacher quality, uniform assessment of teachers' performance, tool to support for teacher professional development required for each career stage. So, sa man tong tool nga gigamit na to, we have the COT, o katong napay face-to-face, diba? Classroom observation tool. We also have the self-assessment tool. So, we aim to make PPST become part of our teachers' everyday life. So, what are the benefits of PPST RPMS alignment to teachers? So, this initiative is allowing them to focus on teaching. Another, resolve past issues and problems of our teachers with RPMS having difficulty coming up with IPCRF and compiling voluminous and irrelevant MOVs. You still remember nga kinadaghanan tag-i-compile nga MOVs sa una, no? So sa may buhaton nato adtong mga irrelevant. So also, this simplified the process of our teachers in understanding PPST and RPMS because they can now understand and appreciate PPST and RPMS in just one document. So, sa itong document, the RPMS manual. It also engages teachers to embrace ongoing professional learning and personal development to enhance their own teaching, and now provide a framework of uniform measures to assess teacher performance, a basis for a more objective and fair dialogue about performance, development, and career-related issues. So, let's continue our journey this school year 2020-2021. Teacher quality using our hashtag quality teachers was quality education. At the onset of the pandemic COVID-19, our department issued reference of DepEd Order number 11 series 2020 titled Revised Guidelines on Alternative Work Arrangement in the Department of Education during the period of state of national emergency due to COVID-19 pandemic, indicating the completion of the results-based performance management system requirements of the school year 2019-2020 as one of the work priorities anchored on the operationalization of the basic education learning continuity plan and school calendar and activities for school year 2020-2021. For teaching personnel, so in view of the memorandum dated April 27, 2020, the title is Update on the Conduct of Regional Division Capacity Building for Raters on the Next 12 Philippine Professional Standard for Teachers. It's supposed to be, kung nakahinumdo mo nga, only, for year 1, only 12 strands ang atong gi-implement. So for the next 2 year next year karon unta is mo apply na unta pud ta adtong next 12 kanang strands or indicators. So the capacity building activities shall resume as soon as the RPMS tools and other RPMS related forms and support materials are released in support to the new guidelines on RPMS 2020-2021. So many guidelines. Number 1, the Department of Education maintains the advice to wait for the issuance of the comprehensive guidelines on the performance of RPMS 2020-2021 activities for school-based personnel. So, maghuwat pa kuno ta. Mao bitaw na nga for this school year, atong 2019-2020, ang atong gigamit is sa year 1 pa. Sa year 1 pa. Kay giingon diri is we have to wait. It's supposed to be ato na unta pud tong dungagan og another 12 strands or 12 indicators. Okay. Number 2, guidelines. The guidelines set to be released shall primarily consider the basic education learning continuity plan, including the available learning delivery modalities in the entire country. New guidelines on work arrangement for officials, teaching and non-teaching personnel in all its offices, units, and schools, and the consequent adjustments in the protocols and timelines. And number 3, the orientations, trainings, and capacity building activities shall employ the most appropriate delivery modality while strictly observing minimum public health standards and stringent physical distancing measures, consistent with the policies set forth by the Office of the President, the IATF, and other related DepEd issue policies. Kung ato ra gyud ani is ang concern ani sa IPCR is we have to wait sa kanang comprehensive guidelines kay issue sa DepEd kung atuan na bang gamiton tong another set of 12 indicators for our IPCR.
Ibaliga tong kuan dos like atong ay kinasa na to sa yung mga basura.
So, DepEd Memorandum number 45, Series 2020, Results-Based Performance Management System Guidelines for School Year 2019-2020, Year-End Activities in Light of COVID-19 Measures. It was issued last April 18, 2020. Was mandated by DepEd Order Number 2, Series 2015, titled Guidelines on the Establishment and Implementation of the Results-Based Performance Management System in the DepEd. The department is scheduled to conduct Phase 3, Performance Review and Evaluation, and Phase 4, Performance Rewarding and Development Planning of the Results-Based Performance Management System. School year 2019-2020 for school-based personnel in April 2020. Iman madayon kay nag-lockdown naman ta March pa. No? Okay, as stated in paragraph 35 of DepEd Order Number 2, in exceptional cases and only if the situation warrants, a one-time recalibration shall be allowed. Exceptional cases shall include instances when high-level decisions are taken into effect, such as changes in strategic directions and circumstances beyond the control of the rates, such as natural or man-made calamities. So, maoning ang atoa dire nationwide man ta pandemic. Mao to nga we need to recalibrate. Okay. So, on classroom observation, dapat man unta nga naatay kanang poor classroom observation. But because the suspension started in mid-March, mautong it is assumed that the teacher have obtained at least 3 classroom observation. So, wala na to giupat. Ning consider ang department nato nga bisag 3 na lang kay mid-March we don't have classes anymore. Okay, so mao ni nga sample. O na sample ani no nga kanang computation. Okay, so mao ni siya ang classroom nga kanang sample kanang computation sa classroom observation. So, kung makita ninyo nga for classroom observation period number 4, blanco siya. So gi-consider na nato sa DepEd. Kay nag-lockdown naman ta, no? Anyway, nahuman man pud tag gamaan ni, no? So this is just kanang review ug giunsa ni nato pag rate ang atong IPCR. Okay, so for non-classroom observable RPMS objectives, teachers are encouraged to explore on the list of possible MOVs. So, mao ba ni atong gibuhat? Kay wala naman tayo mahimuan ni, kay napasa naman. Okay, so mao ni siya, no, sample. So instead of divided by 4, divided by 3 na lang. Okay. Mao ni siya. So, gikan sa original, gi-calibrate na to. So, example ana efficiency, diba sa outstanding sa 5, submitted for main MOV, which ang main MOV na to ani is classroom observation. So kung i-recalibrate na to, this will become 3 na. 3 na siya, ha, and paubos na.
Ha?
So, let us also review kadtong domains sa atong IPCR. So, these are the 7 domains of the PPST nga gigamit po nato gi-align sa RPMS. But if naka-observe mo,
Wato basura da
wala
alit
na nato gamita ang domain 6 and 7. Tuto
gatas
sa
na kuan
5.
rin na sa ilang sa dapog.
Also biunta ang mga indicator ana or objective
Sa domain pa.
para naunta na sa second year nga implementation sa RPMS. Pero karon wala pa sa year 1 pa jud ta, kadtong 12 pa katong atong gipasa nga IPCR. So these are observable strands of the Philippine Professional Standards for teachers. Kana siya kanang gi-highlight. 21 out of 37 strands are classroom observable. Kanang gi-highlightan. Overall na siya, ha, pero wala pa na dyan na nato gigamit tanan. Okay. So, mao ni atong gigamit ron, year 1 of implementation. For domain 1, we use strand 1.1, 1.4, 1.5. So, kanang gi-highlightan ana, mao na siya ang atong gigamit ron. 12 ka indicators ang ato ang gigamit. But out anang 12, only 9. 9 ra kabuok ana ang classroom observable. Okay. So, again, 12 priority strands were chosen for RPMS year 1 out of 37 strands of the PSP. Kanang gi-highlightan, mo na siya itong gigamit ron. Year 1 ug year 2, dyan na nato nagamit. Kay, supposed to be jud na magdugang na jud ta og another 12. So, mo ni siya akong gingon, no? 9 out of 12 strands are classroom observable. Okay, so mao na siya. Kanang highlighted in green, mao na siya ang 9 strands nga classroom observable. Kanang light color, unsa man siya, murag orange or something yellow, kanang tulo ka buok, mao nay non-classroom observable. Okay. Kadto siya for the proficient teacher, kadtong teacher 1 to teacher 3. Kani siya is for the highly proficient katong mga master teachers. So 5 out of the 12 priority strands are classroom observable sa MT. 5 ra sa MT. Mao ni sa kuan. Kasagaran ilaha uban is nan kuan, classroom observable. Okay. So 12 priority strands were Okay. So let us review sa the content Domain 1, content, knowledge, and pedagogy. So,
Dek.
if you observe na ay mga nice smiley diha, kanang unsa man ang gibutangan og tulo ka smiley. So, mao na siya ang
Balik.
indicator or strand nga gigamit nato for year
Unsa ti mama?
1. So, we have strand 1.1, then strand 1.4, strand 1.5. That's for domain 1. So, wala pa nato gamita ang 1.2, 1.3, 1.6, o 1.7. So, magandam-andam raman ta, basig sunod tuig. I-apply ni, implement na ni. Okay. So, mao ni siya. Giun paghimo og objectives from strand to objective. So, there is 1.1, ang gibutang diri is content knowledge and its application within and across curriculum areas. So, sa atong objective sa IPCR, nahimo na ng apply knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas. Okay. Then, ang strand 1.4, strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy. So, gihimong use a range of teaching strategies that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills. There is a 1.5 strategies for developing critical and creative thinking kadtong HATS. So, apply a range of teaching strategies to develop critical and creative thinking as well as higher order thinking skills. Maybe you will ask nga nganong wala gigamit ang 1.2, 1.3, 1.6, 1.7. So maybe the DepEd higher officials have their reason nganong wala pa na nato gi una og implement ning laktaw man. Nyari man ta sa 1.4 o 1.5. So based siguro sa ilang research naa sila mga reason ana. Okay. So, this is just a review, ha? Kay basig nakalimot na ta. So, domain 2, learning environment. We have 2 strands na gigamit sa IPCR. And then, okay. So, mauna ni nga objective nga makita na to sa atong IPCR sa domain 2. So, manage classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities within a range of physical learning environments. And 2.6, manage learner behavior constructively by applying positive and non-violent discipline to ensure learning-focused environments. For domain 3, we only have 1. Nag-i-apply karon. Unsa ni nga strand? Learners' gender needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. Unsa na pag-change into objective sa atong IPCR? So, use differentiated, developmentally appropriate learning experiences to address learners' gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. Mauna nga, i-appeal bitaw sa atong insert karon ang differentiated instruction because it is using differentiated instruction is part of the IPCR. So, kamo teachers, are you using differentiated instructions? Or wa kay langan? Ha? So, kamo na ay mag-iguan na teachers. Okay, for domain 4, we have 3 strands, 4.1, 4.4, and 4.5. O kung nakamatikod mo, ang strand 4.4 na diri sa kilid ang iyahang smiley. Ngano man na? It's because this strand 4.4 is non-classroom observable. Kana rang duhaan ng ang 4.1 ra og 4.5 mao'y classroom observable. So, mao ni nga objective. Unsa sa atong IPCR? 4.1, plan, manage, and implement developmentally sequenced teaching and learning processes to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching context. So kanang 4.2 ana is non-classroom observable. Then 4.5, select, develop, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address learning goals. Then domain 5. For domain 5, we have, for year 1, we have 3 strands implemented, but only 5.1 is classroom observable. 5.2 and strand 5.4 is non-classroom observable. So, ano yung objective? Design, select, organize, and use diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment strategies consistent with curriculum requirements. So, ma-apply man gihapon ni nato, no? In the new normal education. For domain 6, wala pa jud ta nagamit ani, pero i-present raman po ni naho para ma-refresh ta kay taud-taud na ra ba ta adto kanang RPMS nga katubi taong gi-re-echo na to. 2 years ago. Dito sa BFAR. So mao ni siya magandam-andam ta ani kay tingalin og i-appeal na ni. So there are 4 strands, meaning 4 objectives sa domain 6. So takhibaw ani og asa i-appeal para sa year 2. Okay, for domain 7, wa gihapon ni na-appeal, no? So there are 5 strands for domain 7, personal growth and professional development. Okay. So as you can see, mao ni atong forma no sa part 3 sa summary of ratings for discussion na to sa atong IPCR. So I'm sure familiar na mong tanan ani, no? So only objective 11 and 12 walay timeliness. Naay timeliness. The rest is only quality and efficiency ang ratean, no? So this one, mao ni ang kanang sample nga kanang rating na. Okay, so kahibaw na jud mo ani tanan ta ani nakahibaw na and nahuman na pud ta ani, no? Okay, so mao ni siya ang ang dagway sa atong IPCR. Okay, so this one kay hapit naman tamuin sa atong quarter. Ni end na di ay atong pag December 12. So we now have the quarter review. So mag-review jud ta sa atong IPCR. Unsaon man nato pag-review nga wala may face to face. Okay, mauna nga we have to account kung unsay nahimo sa teacher based aning kanang objective sa atong IPCR. So kani siya ang gi-present is sample only ha nga na nahimo sa teacher ba, credit to the Aurelia people. Kay ilahan ning trabaho na human na kuno sila og review. Kana bang gi-account ra ang nahimo sa teacher. So for 1.1, apply knowledge of content within across and curriculum teaching areas. Unsa may gihimo sa teacher? Selected, contextualized, and printed modules or LAS appropriate to the learners. So, diba? Gihimo na nato. Kinabisihan ta kaayog, friend. Korot ban paper. Okay, so for 1.4, sample, use a range of teaching strategies to enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So, ang nabuhat sa teacher, example na ni siya, although naa pa jud daghan ani nga nahimo sa teacher, provided LAS or LM that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. Okay, sample na ha. Sa 1.5 kamo nay sumpay. Okay, for KRE2, take note nga sa KRE2 gitapo na ni nila ang KRE2 o KRE3 kay isa ra man to didto. So mao na nahimo nga KRE2, learning environment and diversity of learners. Ilang gitipo? Pwede ko po na nato tipuon kay isa raman to siya ka objective. So for domain 2, 2.3, manage classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities within a range of physical learning environments. Sa may gihimo sa teacher, manage on time the distribution and retrieval of modules following DOH protocol. Di ba? Nahimo na sa teacher. Ang mga parent before mukuha sa kwan kinahanglan magmas, usilon, butangan og alcohol, di ba? O nahimo na. O mutunog pa dahil sa foot bath. Okay. Bulag pa jud sila. Okay. For 2.6, manage learner behavior constructively by applying positive and non-violent discipline to ensure learning-focused environment. So, sa gihimo ni teacher, manage learners' behavior to positively do all the required activities in distance learning. Bitaw, makita man na kay na may checklist bitaw atong gihatag. So, dito, og permahan sa gilikanan nga na-accomplish, meaning, nabuhat nila ang required activity. O, sample na ha. So, I know, nga naa pa mo'y daghan diha nga nabuhat, nga wa nabutang ani. So, ibutang na nato para sa atong quarter review sa IPCR. O, dera, ang number 3, mao ni siya ang domain 3 nga, giusara. O, so, use differentiated, developmentally appropriate learning experiences to address learners' gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. So, sige buhat sa teacher. Provided differentiated activities to cater diverse learners in distance learnings. Okay, sunod. Sa KRE3. Na KRE3 na ni kay gitipo naman ha. So, which is domain 4 na ni siya. So, sa domain 4.1, plan, manage, and implement developmentally sequenced teaching and learning processes to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts. Sa may gibuhat sa teacher, plan, manage through kadtong gigama nga weekly home learning plan. So, naa mo adto, mahimo to ninyo nga MOVs or wa mo nag-print adto, di ba? So, kinahanglan jud naa jud ta adto. Kay nganuman aron ma-account tong atong gihimo nga weekly learning plan aron nga mo sibu aning 4.1 nga objective sa atong IPCR. Okay? So, 4.5, select, develop, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address learning goals. So, na-apply po ni nato. Diba? Kaning distant learning day nato nga sige tag friend. Okay. So, for strand 4.4, which is not classroom observable, so participated in collegial discussions that use teacher and learner feedback to enrich teaching practice. So, unsa may gihimo nato kadto dieng ni-attend ta og LDM nga LAC. Oh, di ba nationwide jud to nga LAC nato sa LDM. So, usa to siya nga ma-account nato aning strand 4.4 or kadto pong schools implemented the ELLN. Di ba? We have our LAC. So, we can use those activities ato para sa ato ang MOV ani nga strand 4.4. Okay, for assessment and reporting, we have designs like organizes, formative and summative assessment strategies consistent with curriculum requirements. So, like the teacher, monitored learners using the individual monitoring of learners in distance learning. And we have kadtong individual monitoring plan. O, gigamit ba to nato mga teachers? Usa to ani nga atong magamit ani nga MOV in the new normal education. Another is katong sa communicate promptly and learners' needs, progress and achievement to key stakeholders including parents and Guardian. So na-end naman ta sa atong first quarter. So sugod-sugod na ta og communicate. Kung saan man nato pag communicate face to face na to. There are different nga magamit, di ba? We have phone, SMS, Messenger, video call, ug unsa pa. So si teacher na mag-iguan na. Okay. So sharing with you kaning kanang IPCR review sa taga kanang Korea. Taga Korea niha ilahan ning hinimo. So maupod ni atong buhaton ron per teacher. Kay aron account ang ato ang activities conducted in the new normal education. Okay. So mao ni siya mao ni nga template atong gamiton sa atong output para unya. Unya man ni nato palis buhaton. Pahimuon good ma'am. We need to have IPCR review kay kanang mauman jud na man jud tay IPCR review every inset jud nato kay aron kanang mura bag partial assessment sa atong nahimo for the past quarter. Mauman jud na. Na-accomplish ba na nimo or what? And karon kay man ta dili man nato magamit ning strand or kanang objectives nga naa jud sa atong IPCR, ang atong buhaton is we have to account the actual activities conducted in our school. Kay dili wala pa jud ingon nga mao jud ni atong IPCR, but ato lang i-account as part of the IPCR review. Kay sa giingon na nako ganiha, we will wait for the comprehensive guidelines. Pero ug naa na nga guidelines aron di na ta magkarakara pod, meaning naa na tay kanang activities nga atong i-match sa ilang ihatag nga kanang objectives sa IPCR na po natutuhon. Meaning dali na nato nga na naman tay record, na naman tay gilista. Mao ni atong nabuhat in the new normal education, although we shall wait for the final instruction pa jud sa DepEd. No? So mao ni atong buhaton. Mao ni ang hinimo sa taga Corelia, no? So we have the domain or crack KRE1, content, knowledge and pedagogy. So mao ni nga objective 1, applied knowledge, content within and across curriculum teaching areas. So unsa may actual activities ani? So mao ni lang gisuwat. Selected, contextualized and printed modules, or last, appropriate to the learners. So gibitangan po nila made adjustments on last and modules that would fit to learners' ability. Ano no? So naa pa jud mo ilain ana nga nahimo. Ilaha man ni sample ra bagi percent para naa tay murag basis. Then number 2, use a range of strategies that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills. Okay, unsa may actual activities ana provided last that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy, provided additional learning materials in a form of videos especially for learners who are slow or non-readers and those who lag behind. So kay nakahibaw naman ta kisay mo lag behind, di ba? Ato silang padalhan og learning materials. Ang lit ka ng bata nga struggling readers. Nagpada si teacher og mga basahon nga musibo ka adto iyahang level sa reader. So mao ni siya example ani. Then number 3, applied a range of teaching strategies to develop critical and creative thinking as well as higher order thinking skills. What did the teacher do? Made adjustments on last and modules by adding activities that would stimulate learner skills on creative and critical thinking. Ano ba nagdugang ta, naghatag tag siguro mga activities nga kaya jud sa bata himuon. Apan receiving the results nga galisto jud ang bata adto, so ang teacher naghimo og sample or parallel class para makuha jud to niya nga skills. Mao na siya. Okay. So we have this one. so another, unsa gibuhat sa teacher, provide additional meaningful activities to learners to be done at home, which encourage them to explore and discover, like help mother cook food, wash clothes, make gardens, or do things they want, like, o di ba na ay mga performance task bitaw nga ibutang sa last sa learning activity sheets nga ipabuhat sa bata unya picturean unya i-send ni teacher or di gani i-print. Mao ni siya. Then provided a supportive task at each phase of the lesson through text, call, then instruction. Okay, sa objective 5, manage learner behavior constructively by applying positive and non-violent discipline to ensure learning focused environment. So, actual activities of the teacher made learners accomplish their own plan in a form of series of tasks to do at home with parents' feedback on their performance. So, kasagaran ani performance task nga i-communicate po sa parents to the teachers. Then number 6, uses differentiated and developmentally appropriate learning experiences to address learners' gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. So, sample activities, design meaningful activities that considers the learner's profile with consideration on learner's age, access to technology and resources, and capacity for independent study. Another is encourage learners to do research for possible answer using their textbooks. So, katong wala siguro'y ang internet or gadgets at home, di ba, ato manggipadatong mga textbook, mao nang adto sila mo research sa ilahang possible answer sa ilahang textbook. So, mura gipayunan ang pupils or learners. Okay, for domain 7. Okay, uses different plan, manage, implemented developmental sequence teaching and learning processes to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching context. So, sa may gihimo ni teacher. Okay, katong weekly learning plan. And another is acquired skills on designing a more appropriate module and last for learners. Okay, so I'm sure daghan pa jud mo og madugang ani, no, nga activities nga gihimo sa teacher. So ato jud nang ilista i-account aron ma-acknowledge pod ang gihimo sa teacher in this new normal education. Then number 8 is participated in collegial discussions that use teacher and learner feedback to enrich teaching practice. Okay, yun sa ni teacher. Conducted a focus group discussion and discussed with fellow teachers on facilitating factors. Mao ni siya kadtong nag-conduct ta og LAC sa LDM. Ato gi-discuss dito ang unsa man mga facilitating factors, hindering factors, and appropriate recommendation on different MDL issues. Okay. Then number 9, selected, develop, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT to address learning goals. Giunsa ni teacher, integrate lessons with the use of ICT and other platforms. Kaya na may uban ani ni gamit og kana bitang online nga platforms. Napoy. Pero kasagaran usually in a strict we only use kadtong modular. Pero napoy uban when we communicate to our parents, we use ICT platforms. Okay. Then plan learning opportunities that allows learners to access, organize, and process information. Okay, so mauna siya kana rang classroom observable maoy atong himuan og IPCR review. Okay, only 9 ha, dili non-classroom observable man tong tulo. So kanira siya maoy atong kuan. So I already presented to you the sample nga atong buhaton at para sa ato ang output. Padi ay. Okay, for number 10. Okay, so tanan jud ay himuan. Objective 1 to 12. Okay, for number 10, design, selected, organize, and use diagnostic and formative. So, sa gihimo ni teacher, design appropriate activities for performance task. Okay, di ba kita may naghimo ana sa summative nga ato gihatag. So, I'm sure you already have given your learners the 4 summative assessment including the performance task. Okay. So makasugod na jud ta ani sa ato ang first quarter nga grado. Okay? Then for number 11, monitored and evaluated learner progress and achievement using learner attainment data. So, activity sa teacher, design appropriate intervention activities to address learning gaps. Okay, unsa may intervention nga gihimo ni teacher labi na karong panahon na nga walay face to face kinalisuran. This is the biggest challenge of our department. Kay walay face to face. Kay nakadungog man ko nga daghan ang feedback bitaw nga maglisod gani kung face to face, how much more kung modular. So mo na kita teacher, we need to design appropriate intervention unsaon man na nato. Kay sa hashtag bitaw nato quality teacher equals quality education. Okay, I know teacher, kamaon na mo ana mo himo kay ang teacher man is very innovative in nature. Okay, another is included testimonies of parents, adult facilitators regarding the learner's progress. So, diba? Ang tanod ta sa gikanan mo jud. Diba manawag ta? Nay, ginsa naman na imong anak? Kumusta naman to akong gipada nga kuan? O, diba? Oh. Okay, for communicated promptly and clearly the learner's needs, progress to key stakeholders, and guardians. So, saon man na nato, binani kay need na ni nato karon. Kay nahuman na ta sa first quarter. So, saon man na teacher, provide written feedback to parents in terms of their child's performance in their modules and summative tests and suggestions on how parents could help their child. Siguro na pamuilain anak mabutang kung unsaon ninyo pag-communicate ang learner's needs and progress. Okay. This just is sample activity conducted by the teacher in the new normal education. So, kani siya no mao ni atong okay, so mao na ni ani na nahuman na ta atong IPCR review. So, flashback mao ni siya ang ato ang basihan sa atong IPCR, di ba? I'm sure familiar mo ana niya. Okay. So, gikan sa content 1, KRE 1, maunay mga MOVs, di ba? And the objectives and the required MOVs para maka-rate ta og outstanding, very satisfactory, o gusto usa fair and needs improvement. Okay, so mao po ni ang domain 2, learning environment. There are 3 objectives for curriculum and planning. So naa po ni siya 7, 8 and 9 objective, 7, 8 and 9. For carry 4, assessment and reporting, we have objective number 10, 11, and 12. Okay, then ang number 5 nato nga KRA is ang class factor, which is the performance related to our works and activities that contribute to the teaching learning process. Okay. So ano itong gigamit karon this school last school year. Okay. So for our outputs, mao ni siya nga template atong gamiton. Ang atong isuwat diri. So di ba nakita ako, I've already shown to you the sample ay PCR review from Corelia District. So kita na pod per teacher ang muhimo jud ani so that natay assessment ato ang IPCR. So mao ni siya ari sa column 1, o man tanan no basic education services. Then sa column 2, ibisuwat nato diha ang domain or ang KRA. O kopyaon ra gud nato tong naa sa IPCR. Then strand indicator objectives. Ato ra pud tong kopyahon katong tuwa sa IPCR. Then ani na kamo fill up sa actual activities. Unsay atong gikanda ana based ani nga objective. I-match nato ang atong activities conducted based on the objectives in the IPCR. Okay? So, are there any questions for our IPCR review? So, mao na ito buhaton unyang pali. So, full head, please check sa output ani niya. Kinahanglan ipasa na to ani sir sa district or school head na lang sir. So school head ang mo collect ani kay this is part of the IPCR rating man nato. Assessment ba? IPCR assessment for quarter.
Review din nato ato ning output
Output sir. Yeah, need pa ipasa or sa school head na.
sa school lang sa Tiray Pasa to district.
Okay.
Di
So,
by cluster.
okay. So the cluster head will collect the output and it will be submitted by cluster or by school in the district.
By cluster.
By cluster. Kung na ay cluster, by cluster.
Oo, kailangan mo elementary.
High school
Central o
Ah.
central o
So,
secondary.
malihog ko school head, collect, ipasa naman po dinhi nato sa ari ni Sir Calape. Okay. Is there any question? Hello. Okay. Wala sa utan. Deadline ay. Ang deadline ani. Sir, kanus amay deadline ani sir.
Ako ano, Friday na.
Friday lang kuno kay tagaan na tog liwe ang teacher kay. Ganda. Di jud malalit nga daghan jud ang trabaho ron so. Kung consider ako si sir, Friday kuno deadline. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dai Maristel and Habib for that comprehensive discussion on IPCR. So this afternoon, you have three outputs to prepare. That AIR, Annual Implementation Review, that AIP, Adjusted AIP2, and that IPCR review. And then please take note that tomorrow afternoon, the first hour will be prioritized for the presentation of outputs. And my dear school heads and teachers, I am happy to announce to you that our training is closely monitored by our district consultant. In fact, our district consultant has joined us in our visit this morning. Dr. Herminilda Gracio. Can I have Ma'am Hermi give me some signal if you are still here with us, Ma'am Hermi Gracio? Ragnawa na si Ma'am Hermi. Well, anyway, Ma'am Hermi is already with us. I will give you our uh, our ICT coordinator alternate in the district for some necessary instruction. Don Carmelo.
So good morning. So I get ang clock in na to ganiha. I already sent it to your ICT coordinator, and our clock out will be sent karon. Uh,
Kanado morning and afternoon lang. Your clock out will be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Clock in will be 8 o'clock in the morning, and clock out will be in the afternoon. Clock in and clock out morning only and afternoon. Okay, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at we will have a 30-minute management of learning, and then that is to be followed by the output presentations. And our DPID Order 31 to be facilitated by Maria Fe Gamutin will start after our output presentations. Hopefully, we can start by 10:15 in the morning tomorrow. So, I think we do not have any more business this morning, and we will give you enough time to this afternoon. Teachers and school heads alike will work together for the accomplishment of the outputs required. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Goodbye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Salamat, sir.
Salamat niyo dahil tanan.
Workshop katong gipangatag kabuo. IPCR katong. Oh, naka
Dai, usa katong primero. Buwa na kitin mo na suksok.
So this is the end of our first day for our end service training of teachers. So see you tomorrow. And because we have encountered troubles with Zoom, we will change to MS Teams, ugma, sir. Okay, it can accommodate 250 participants man. So we last time we have directed the ICTs to check if your MS Teams are active. So right now, if na may time, please check your MS Teams if naka-sign in na ba mo para diretso-diretso na tomorrow. Link will be sent later for tomorrow's discussion. So again, if I am reminding about inyong so separate ang ato ang clock in and clock out ha. We'll send the clock out later. Kahit alas 4 pa man, basin na mo, paano niya. So for the link for the clock in, ay, muna siya.
Sir Pons,
Any concern?
mga may template atong kuhan. Mga may template atong para outputs ba?
Ako i-send to siya sa tong group chat.
Sige sir, salamat kayo sir.
Okay, so katong attendance, so by district naman to siya kanang we will indicate their school. So, post ka attendance mo good. So, by district to siya attendance. Do you have any questions? Katong template, ito will be sent. Okay, so if no more questions, that will be all for our first day in set. So see you tomorrow and keep safe, everyone.